everybody, welcome to the Chicago Lighthouse product demonstration of the Optelec Compact 10 with speech. This device is used for reading different materials such as documents, mail, books, and also doing adaptive writing, as well as using the OCR features or optical character recognition to read out loud. The Optelec Compact 10 is geared towards users with low vision or moderate low vision. One thing to be aware of on this device is the 10-inch touchscreen. This can be very useful to users who are familiar with touchscreens in their smartphones or tablets, but can be tricky to severe low vision users as there are not tactile buttons to feel on the screen. What we first do on the device is we have our power buttons over on the left-hand side. There is a tactile button on the far left side to turn the device on and off, as well as our charging port and our headphone jack. To start the device, we're simply going to tap the screen to bring up our controls. We have a control in the upper left-hand corner to bring us to our menu of the device. In the upper right-hand corner, we have our clock and time. And at the base of the device, we have our 5 buttons, as right now we are in the advanced mode. Over here on the far right, we have our zoom control to make things larger. To the left of that, we have our color contrast changing button. And there are other color contrasts within the device that we can activate or deactivate. Our middle button here is our photo button. It has a little image of a camera as well as a little speaker on here that may be hard to see. But this is our OCR capture button, which we'll go over later on. We have our standard photo button here, right on the device to just capture an image. And then we have our zoom out button on the far left to make things smaller. So to use the device, our materials are below. There is a camera on the back here, and we are moving our device left to right in order to read all of our materials, as it may not all fit on the screen at once when we are zoomed in. So depending on the size, the more or less we can fit on the screen at any given time. The nice feature of this device is it also uses a swing out camera. And up here at the top, we just pull this outward. And now our camera has actually moved all the way to the top of this arm. So our materials can now be put off to the side. We can still do our features like zooming in and moving the materials around, as well as changing color contrasts. But this mode is incredibly helpful for the OCR, or optical character recognition text-to-speech feature. In this mode, when we zoom out and line up our paper under that camera, we can capture using that middle button. It will make that capture sound so we know it's been activated, and it should take about 10 seconds to convert this document into a more readable text and begin reading out loud as well.
Excerpt of the autobiography of Benjamin Franklin. It was about this time I conceived the bold and arduous project of arriving at moral perfection. I wished to live with.
So the nice feature of this is that it has converted that document to a more readable text here, and the entire document is actually within the device. So if we just want to read on our own from within here, we can do that. When our device is reading out loud, our controls at the base have also changed once again. We still have our zoom controls on the left and right, and our color contrast second from the right. Our play button will stop or pause our auditory sound. And then our second button here has become our volume and speech control. So if we tap that button, it actually brings up further controls here, where we can adjust the speech rate to be faster or slower, as well as increase or decrease our volume. And when we're done with the document, up in the upper right-hand corner, we have our X to get out of that document, and we're back into that live mode. Another feature of the swing out arm is that we can do some adaptive writing as well. So now in the upper right-hand corner, we have this image of a little pencil here. That's going to be our autofocus lock. So when we're doing any writing, it will focus on our materials rather than our hand that's under there. So I'm just going to zoom in so I can make it nice and large. Find my hand and be able to write. So this is a great feature for people who need to do some adaptive writing, such as writing a check or filling out different paperwork, or even doing something like the crossword, is all possible with this device. Back in our standard mode, we can also access a menu to get into various more advanced features. So in the upper left-hand corner of the device, we can pull up our menu. And here we have things like in the upper left-hand corner, we can add or remove voices that are used during that OCR feature. So currently we have Ava in English speaking, but we can also add or remove. There are various foreign languages that you can have enabled, or if you would like a male voice versus a female voice, you can have that enabled as well. We just press back with this back arrow on the right-hand side to get back to our main menu. We can also add things like a reading line on our screen. So this is helpful if you have some trouble tracking while you're moving the device. We can have that line that will keep us right on track as we're moving the device over our materials. We can go back and disable that. We can also find the status of our battery, how much is left in there. We can open documents, anything that we have taken a photo of and have saved, we can save into the device. We can also toggle with the brightness feature. So if you're more sensitive to light, you can turn that down. In the bottom right-hand corner, we have more advanced features. This is where we can enable or disable color contrast, change our views, our placement of our lines, as well as change the theme on the device. So I currently had it on the white or light theme, and now we have it on that darker theme. So again, if you're a little bit light sensitive and just want everything to be a little bit calmer or darker, that's a nice feature to have. The Optelec Compact 10 with speech is great for users with low vision that can still benefit from both magnification as well as auditory output. This has been a product demonstration of the Optelec Compact 10 with speech. Thank you for joining us.